All class 11th graders are welcome to my channel Learn with Dr. Chetna. In today's video, I have taken up the poem The Laburnum Top from your book Hornbill. The poem has been composed by Ted Hughes. He was one of the most prominent writers of English literature. So in this poem, The Laburnum Top, the poet is trying to establish a connection between different objects of nature. He is trying to say that the objects of nature are interdependent on one another. Here in this poem, he is talking about the laburnum tree and the bird goldfinch. Before I start the poem, I would like you to have a look at the pictures of both the tree and the bird so that you will be able to understand the poem in a better way. So this is the picture of the bird goldfinch. You can see that it is yellow in color with black markings on its body and on its head. So this is the picture of the bird goldfinch, and now you can see the picture of the tree, laburnum tree. You can see that its flowers are yellow in color and the flowers are hanging in clusters, providing it a very beautiful and attractive look. Now let's come to the poem Laburnum Top. In the very first stanza of the poem, the poet has tried to create an atmosphere of the color that is yellow. So he is here trying to say that yellow color is both symbolic of destruction and decay, and at the same time it symbolizes beauty. So through this he is trying to say that destruction and beauty, decay and beauty go hand in hand in nature. They go together. So the poem The Laburnum Top. The laburnum top is silent, quiet, still. So he is saying that the tree, laburnum tree, is standing silent. There is no movement around it. There is no movement on the tree. It is standing still. It is quiet, and there is a kind of death-like silence around it. It looks lifeless. And why it is so? Because in the afternoon, the time is afternoon. The month is September. That means he's talking about autumn season, and this is the season in which trees shed their leaves and their sheets, their seeds and their flowers, and same is happening with this tree, the laburnum tree. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight. The sunlight is also dull. It is not bright as it is in spring season or in summer. So the atmosphere is that of dullness. A few leaves yellowing. Some of the leaves have turned yellow, and all its seeds, the seeds have fallen onto the ground. That means he is trying to create an image of destruction and decay, and at the same time, because the leaves are turning yellow, and perhaps because of this there is beauty also on the tree. Till the goldfinch comes. So this death-like silence, this dullness stays with the tree till the goldfinch, the bird, arrives. And this dullness, this death-like silence is interrupted, is disturbed by the arrival of the tree. It sits with a twitching chirrup. So it's, you must have, आपने गौरैया की आवाज़ सुनी है, स्पैरो की आवाज़, या किसी भी बर्ड की आवाज़ सुनी होगी, तो वो रिपीटेटिव होती, जो चहचहाट करती है वो रिपीटेटिव होती है, कंटिन्यूअस होती है. तो इन द सेम मैनर this bird goldfinch is chirping with a twitching chirrup. That means repetitive sound. It has come to one of the branches of the tree. A suddenness, a startlement at a branch end, and as soon as it sits on one of the branches of the tree, what happens? It creates a kind of movement in the tree. The tree flutters because of the arrival of the tree, because of the arrival of the bird. A suddenness, a startlement at a branch end, because this tree was standing silent, still there was no movement about the tree, but as soon as the bird sits on one of its branches, क्या होता है उससे, उसमें bird थोड़ा सा movement tree में होता है. Then sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, she enters the thickness and a machine starts up. और उसके बाद the poet is comparing the movement of the bird to the movement of a lizard. Then like lizard, sleek means smooth. Like lizard, it moves towards the place which is hidden from others. एक ऐसे place में tree में जा रही है जो कि दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है, and because of its yellow color, it is able to camouflage itself with the tree that has yellow leaves. तो lizard की तरह alert है, she is going there in a very alert manner और abrupt है, मतलब movement abrupt है, it is not very smooth. पहले थोड़ा सा it is moving ahead, then it is looking here and there. आपने देखा होगा अपने head को move करती है lizard, इधर उधर देखती है, फिर रुक जाती है, then again it moves ahead. The same is being done by the lizard. वो lizard की तरह movement कर रही है. She enters the thickness, she is going to a place which is hidden from others, and a machine starts up. और एक machine जो है वो start हो गई है. Now the poet is comparing the tree to the machine. जैसे ही bird tree पे आई थी, it has sent a kind of current to the bird, and this current has now helped in the starting of the machine, that is the tree. तो जो ट्री को मशीन से कंपेयर कर रखा है, बर्ड के आने से एक करंट सा ट्री में आया और पूरी की पूरी मशीन स्टार्ट हो गई. अब मशीन कैसे स्टार्ट हुई, क्यों मशीन स्टार्ट हुई? ऑफ चिटरिंग्स and of tremor of wings and trillings. Now her young ones, her nest was there in the thickness of the leaves. जो leaves की thickness के बीच में, leaves जो hidden place था, वहाँ पे उसका nest था. और जैसे ही बर्ड के यंग वंस ने अपनी मदर बर्ड को आते हुए देखा, तो व्हाट हैपन्स, they started chirping with joy, chirping with excitement, because they knew that the mother has come there with food. So they, in excitement, they started flapping their wings, they started chirping, and because of all this, because of the movement of flapping of wings, their chirpings, their chirpings, the poet is saying that a machine has started up. Now the tree has become a machine. The tree which was standing silent, which was standing still few moments ago, now is full of life. It is bustling with life. The tree which has been standing still just a few moments back. She enters the thicket and a machine starts up. Of chitterings and of tremor of wings and trillings, the whole tree trembles and thrills. And because of this noise of the birds, of the young ones of the birds, and because of the flapping of their wings, there is a movement in the tree. The tree is trembling, there is excitement on the tree, there is life on this tree. And that's why, as I had told you earlier, that the poet was saying that there is interdependence between different objects of nature. The tree has become the tree is providing shelter to the bird and its young ones, and at the same time the death-like silence that has enwrapped the tree, जिसने ट्री को अभी तक ढका हुआ था death like silence से, वो अब खत्म हो गई है. Because there is noise in the tree, there is life in the tree. It is the engine of her family. अब जो ये क्या है, जो ट्री को पोएट इंजन बोल रहे हैं, एंड शी स्टोक्स इट फुल. तो जो ये इंजन है उसको स्टोक करती है फुली. स्टोक मतलब एक इंजन को फ्यूल प्रोवाइड करना. जब फुल फ्यूल प्रोवाइड किया जाता है, दैट मीन्स वी आर स्टोकिंग द इंजन. सो द बर्ड इज प्रोवाइडिंग फूड टू its young ones, and because of that they are happy, they are joyous, they are making noise, they are flapping their wings, and this is how the bird is stoking the engine, that is the tree. engine का काम क्या होता है? engine एक मशीन का बेस पॉइंट होता है जिससे पूरी मशीन में जान आ जाती है. Similarly, the poet is saying that by providing shelter to the young ones, it has provided happiness and joy to the bird, and similarly the bird has also created a kind of momentum in the tree which was standing still and silent till then floats out to a branch end, and after providing food to her young ones, the bird has again flown to the sky. Now फिर से उड़ गई है bird, floats out to a branch end, showing her barred face identity mask. Now the bird is recognizable, identifiable because of the black markings on its body. उसकी बॉडी में जो black markings है, जैसे आपको अपने पिक्चर में देखा था, उसकी वजह से bird को अब आइडेंटिफाई करना आसान है. Then with eerie, delicate whistle, chirrup, whispering, she launches away. Now eerie and delicate. Eerie means mysterious, sometimes frightening too. Delicate means अब उसकी sound बड़ी delicate लग रही है. Whistle, chirrup, whisperings, फिर से वो उसी तरह की repetitive आवाज़ कर रही है. But this time delicate इसलिए शायद poet ने लिखा है because this time there is contentment and satisfaction in her chirpings because she has provided food to its young ones. She launches away towards the infinite. Now she has flown to the sky, to the limitless sky, and the laburnum subsides to empty, and laburnum tree again gets enwrapped in silence. फिर से वो silence को ओढ़ लेता है, and the silence that is death like, and there is no movement in the tree. So the poet through this poem is trying to tell that different objects of nature are interdependent on one another. While bird brings life to the tree that was standing, that was looking dull, where there was destruction about the tree, the very picture of the tree was that of destruction and decay, but the bird has infused life into this tree, and the tree at the same time has provided shelter to the bird. Now let's look at the figures of speech used in this poem. The laburnum top, in the very first line, silent, quite still. This is a repetition of S sound, therefore it is an example of, I hope you know it, alliteration. In the afternoon, yellow sunlight, sunlight. September sunlight, again alliteration. Till the goldfinch comes with a suddenness, a startlement. Again, this is an example of alliteration. Then sleek as a lizard. This is simile because the bird has been compared with lizard. Alert and abrupt, again alliteration. And a machine starts up. The tree has been compared to a machine, therefore it is an example of metaphor, क्योंकि simile की तरह as या फिर like word का use नहीं किया हुआ है. The whole tree trembles and thrills. It is the she stokes it full, and then with eerie, delicate. These are the words which have opposite meanings. Eerie means something that is mysterious and frightening. Delicate means something that is delicate. तो ये oxymoron का example हो गया है. Whistle, chirrup, whisperings. यहाँ पे हमें sound का idea आ रहा है. तो जब हमें जिन भी words से sound का idea आता है, it is an example of onomatopoeia, और भी जगह पे ये onomatopoeia का example है of chitterings, tremor of wings and trillings में. और yes, these are the figures of speech used in the poem. I hope the poem is clear to you. If it is, then please share, like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.